What's going on, traders? Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're watching this week and where you think the markets are headed. We're going to break it down in this video, so stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about supply and demand trading. Alright, starting off with the US dollar, the DXY. Last week I talked about how I was waiting for this daily demand to be removed, and it was. And we are actually creating new daily demand down here. Not yet. We still have to wait for another candle to close. I do expect this rally to be short-lived, and I'm not sure what is going to push price back down. Probably some sort of 4-hour shift in momentum to the downside, and I think that this will break through. If not, then I definitely see us going up to this daily demand area up here, and we could see that reaction down there, but I don't really expect the US dollar to get up to here to go down. So overall, I am still bearish on the DXY, and so that means that I'm basically, looking to short the US dollar in a lot of the other pairs. All right, on to EURUSD. The past week, the banks added 3,200 longs, but they actually added about the same amount of shorts as well. But still, overall, it's clear to me that the euro is going to go much higher. That's just my opinion. I talked about how I entered in long an experimental trade. My target was hit, and I actually took all the profit off with the idea of buying this daily demand down here. So I am long from this daily demand area down here, and my target is still the same up here at about 1.227. So this is daily demand. If you look on the 4-hour chart, we're actually in some sort of 4-hour demand. So, if you wanted to buy this 4-hour zone like that, you could put your stop under here. It's a little risky, or you could have your stop under that daily zone. I personally have my stop underneath this daily zone, nice and safe down here, because my target is pretty far away, so the risk to reward is still very good. So maybe we could see a reaction from this 4-hour demand zone embedded in the daily demand, and what you could be doing right now is going down to the 1-hour time frame and looking for confirmation, even though it will be pretty hard to get confirmation because the nearest 1-hour zone is up here, so it'd be very difficult actually to even get that confirmation. So I'd be very cautious looking for confirmation. I think the set and forget was okay, not the best set and forget, but in my opinion, I think that the euro will continue to go higher. So in my opinion, what we could see in the next couple weeks is just something like this happening like that. So I am already in long, and if you really want to, maybe look for that shift in momentum. All right, on to Aussie US dollar. The past week, the banks added 3,000 longs and they added 2,600 shorts as well. We talked about how this big red zone right here is a weekly zone, and then this darker red zone is a daily supply zone. I said I don't expect it to hold, but it actually did hold very nicely, but it is tested. So like I said, I didn't really want to short up here. I actually don't really want to be buying either. If we come down to the 4-hour chart, there's a very significant zone that's been holding up price, which is right here. This rally-based rally demand zone like this. So to me, this is a zone that's going to hold up price. I don't want to be buying this zone. But, if price is going to go to the downside, what it's going to have to do first is break this 4-hour zone, which would be pretty significant if that does break. So that's kind of what I'm watching on the Aussie dollar. But overall, I think that there are better pairs to be trading right now because, if you look at this daily chart, it's just kind of, it's all sideways starting from back here. It's just went up, came down, up a little higher, trapped the retail traders, and it's too sideways for me. So essentially, I want to wait for all of this to be broken first. Then I can start to feel comfortable looking for longs in the Aussie dollar. But, ultimately, I do think that it will go higher. Like I said, I want to start to see a trend and not just all this sideways trading. All right, on to the British pound. The past week, they got rid of 1,000 longs and they got rid of 5,000 shorts as well, which is pretty significant. We talked about how there was this daily demand down here. Price came down, barely missed it, so I'd be kind of careful buying the pound right now. I might be looking for some sort of 1-hour, 4-hour confirmation in this daily demand. But ultimately, what I'd prefer to see is for price to come up, break this daily demand zone that's been pretty significant. As you can see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 times this zone is now tested. So this whole area could be an area where retail traders are, they're looking to, buy low, sell high. But I don't really want to be involved with them. So basically the same as the Aussie dollar. I'm waiting for the zone to break that zone, maybe create a daily uptrend. and get in long on a lower time frame with my target at 1.42. We're just going to have to, kind of keep an eye on the 4-hour chart as well to see what happens. So yeah, in my opinion, I think it's just safer to not be involved in all this sideways trading, and there's way better pairs to be trading right now other than the pound. But as soon as this daily supply gets broken, I'll become more interested. All right, looking at USDJPY, this one's pretty interesting. The past week, the banks got rid of 8,000 longs and they added 3,000 shorts. I was waiting for price to come down here to this daily demand. We came all the way down to 107.47. Never came all the way down, so now we're actually headed back up to this daily area of supply. And I might be looking for some sort of confirmation in there to get a move to the downside. There is some weekly supply up in here that this reacted off of, so it's a pretty strong zone. I'm not really going to be buying right now. I'm pretty sure that the 4-hour is not even, you could say the 4-hour is on an uptrend right now. So technically you could be on the 4-hour, using the 4 hours or higher time frame, looking on the 15-minute, and you could target the 110.20 area up there if you do get in long. But in my opinion, I don't really want to be going long the US dollar right now, so I am staying away, even though this pair doesn't really track the US dollar as well as the other pairs. So it's kind of interesting, but like I said, if you're on this lower time frames, I think buying is okay to target like 110.40 even up here. And when price does get up here, I probably will be looking for a shift to the upside, but for now, I'm kind of just staying away and waiting. All right, on to USDCAD. The past week, the banks added 300 longs and they added 2,800 shorts, actually 2,850 shorts. And so that kind of helps, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I am very bearish the USDCAD. So I am looking to get in short. I'm not a huge fan of this zone at all, but I 100% will be looking for a 1-hour shift in momentum up here. We'll see if there's a set and forget. There kind of is a little set and forget just right there, but in my opinion, I think it'd be safer to wait for that 1-hour confirmation in there. And if you going down to the 4-hour chart right now, I was thinking about just taking a set and forget on the 4-hour or the 1-hour, but I just have seen no zones that are worth taking. Technically, there was this one right here. I must have just missed it, or I wasn't aware that it was there. That was a trade, but clearly now it's looking like price will be headed up to the upside. So right now, just waiting for confirmation. Usually I would take a set and forget in here, but I don't like this zone based on it kind of looks like old support becomes new resistance. So we could actually see kind of like a fake out up like that and then to the downside. So we could actually see a reaction from this little supply zone right up here at 1.25. So keep an eye out for that. And then if price does break down here, and if we look on the 4-hour, so if price does, come down here like this, make a new zone right here, then I would be interested possibly in taking a set and forget on a 4-hour chart. All right, on to USD Swiss. The past week, the banks got rid of 1,000 longs and about 150 shorts. We talked about how if you could, I'm very interested in shorting this pair. We talked about how if you could get in short, my target was here. It looks like it was just missed. So it looks like now we are headed back up to the upside, but I am watching the 4-hour time frame for trades that get in short. There is this little supply zone right here like that. Not a huge fan of it. You could, draw this supply zone right here in the 4-hour and then look for, that 15-minute shift in momentum to the downside. But in my opinion, I think I don't know. I don't like it. I'd almost rather wait for price to come back down again, create that new 4-hour downtrend and look for a new 4-hour zone down here. But then we run into this daily area of demand problem down here. So ultimately, I think it's best to wait. But I am very bearish on this pair. This is one of the pairs I have been waiting to get in short. I just haven't seen the opportunity for me. There is daily supply up here, so I might actually look for a 1-hour confirmation up in here. Even though it was almost tested, I think that this is strong supply up here. So I think waiting for price to come up here, looking for that 1-hour shift of momentum to the downside to ride to this target, I think would be okay. All right, on to gold. The past week, the banks got rid of 5,000 longs and added 5,600 short positions. We talked about this daily supply up here. looks like it did kind of react off of it, even though it didn't really hit, and price is now headed down. I talked about how if you wanted to get in short, you could target this 1750 area. There is some sort of daily demand right here like that. I'm not a huge fan of it, but ultimately gold is I'm kind of staying away from gold right now, even though I do think it will go higher in the future. I might look for some longs down here in this daily demand. I'm just kind of waiting, but ultimately what I'd prefer is to see this trend kind of continue, break this daily demand, come back down, and get a nice buying opportunity on some of the lower time frames. On the 4 hour, there's really not too much. There is this zone that has been holding up price. So if price is going to go to the downside, we're going to have to see a nice move down, and then maybe you could short the pullbacks down like that. But in my opinion, to me, I'd rather just be, I'd rather have the bias of long than short on this one, and just wait it out, wait for this key daily zone to be broken, and then wait for price to give us a signal to go long. All right, last but not least, we're on to crude oil. The past week, the banks got rid of 567 longs, and they added 9,700 shorts. So it's kind of looking bearish for oil here. We are in this daily supply up here that has been tested once already. I'm not going to be looking to get in short up here because the opportunity was already missed, and now it's tested. So what I'm waiting for is for price actually kind of similar to a lot of the other pairs. I'm waiting for these key daily supply areas to be removed since I'm bullish, and wait for price to give us a signal to go long. But for now, shorting, in my opinion, isn't really the best idea. So I am still waiting. I don't see any key daily demand areas down here. So we'll have to see, what removes this zone and see what happens there. But ultimately, I think oil is going to go higher. I just have to see a nice quality zone maybe on a lower time frame. On the 4 hour chart, there wasn't really any confirmation here. So if you want to watch the 4 hour, we could see some 4 hour zones be produced here that what might be good for a long entry. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching this week's Forex forecast. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well, if you don't mind. I really appreciate all the support. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're looking at this week, and maybe we can get in touch and you can send me a chart and let me know what you're looking at. I always like looking at charts. So with that being said, let's have a great trading week and let's make some money. Cheers.